Hi, it's CJ. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, thanks so much for chiming in. So, a little bit about my past week. Not much going on actually this past week because I didn't get out to do much in the community this past week. I have my children home with me, and so when they're home with me on the weekends, we just do mommy and son time. So, we went to see the End Game, which is the Avengers movie, so that was pretty cool. And church and time with the family, and watch my oldest son Joshua take his gymnastics class, and that's always awesome. So not much in terms of the arts, unless you count, watching a movie. It is acting, and acting is the arts. But I guess I just want to talk a little bit about being a professional dance artist in St. Pete. And so, and I'll try to keep it quick. So, growing up here in St. Petersburg, as a dancer, and especially as an African American dancer, but just as a dancer in general, at that time, I was coming up in dance somewhere in like the mid 1990s, all the way up, through the 2000s here in St. Petersburg, Florida. At the time, arts was present, but not in a lucrative way that it is now. And even now, I believe that you can't really have a full artist career or have a career being a full-time artist, especially as a dancer. I mean, we find projects and different things to be a part of, but we all, to my knowledge, we have to go out here and find other employment to supplement that income, or really to kind of be the main source of income, and then all the dancing or um, opportunities to showcase yourself as a dance artist. You know, you have to. That's just kind of extra. It kind of adds to. And so that was something I was really kind of worried about. Moving back here in St. Pete in 2011 from New York City. I thought, okay, well, I'm a mom now, and all I'm going to be able to do is teach, and teaching isn't that bad. But for somebody that really, you know, um, is really passionate about being a performer and being on stage, and when you have a gift, not only that you're talented, or that you enjoy doing it and that it's a passion, but a real gift to move and shift people and change people's lives. I mean, it's when you've tapped into that, it's just very difficult to walk away. And so I taught for a few years, and it was fulfilling to a degree, but I really wanted to get back on that stage and have another opportunity. So, when I graduated Juilliard in 2006, I didn't have a dance job. I wasn't offered any contracts or anything. And so for a year, I just continued to train where I could and when I could. But I was working at a, upscale diner in the meatpacking district, and I was working at an upscale, sports club at the front desk. I was doing what I needed to do to survive in New York City as you're trying to pursue that dream of being, a professional dancer. And so it wasn't until a year later that I got my first dance job, which was with Bill T. Jones, Arnie Zane Dance Company. So that was an awesome experience, and I danced with him for a year. For half of the time, I was filling in for another company member. And then for the remainder of that year, I was an apprentice, and so I never really got to go on tour with the company. I performed a little bit, but it wasn't like I was, someone on the roster that would be with them for a while, or that you saw my name as one of the main, performers. So although it was a great experience, it only lasted a very short time. And so after that, a lot of other things took place, and eventually children. And so I made my way back home here in St. Pete. And even when I first moved back, I realized, like, man, so many different like dance studios have popped up that weren't there before, because I was gone for about a little over 8 years. And so a lot had happened in that time. And then even since I've been back, it's just been an awesome thing to watch, St. Pete Arts Alliance come alive, and creative Creative Pinella's, St. Pete Dance Alliance, just to see, more representation of what we do. Theater has kind of always been around. Of course, music has always kind of been around, even visual arts, but to really see dance like go to another level, there's a lot more spaces and a lot more opportunities, but we're still very far off from being, the mecca of dance like New York City or some or LA or Montreal or so we're doing great. And I'm at first, I felt a way about being back here, because it was never in my plan to return to St. Pete and live. And so circumstances brought me back home, and for a while it took me a few years to be like, okay, like I love being home. And as I look around now and I just see how different things are and just kind of have grabbed hold of my own purpose and what God, created me to do and what I'm supposed to be doing with this gift. Now I see why I'm home. Now I see what I need to do. And so it's exciting to come to that realization and that revelation, just knowing who you are and knowing, what you're supposed to do. And so I'm excited to be home. I love my home. I love my dance and my arts community. I love that I've had this second opportunity at a dance career with Sarasota Contemporary Dance, which is just in our back door. So even though this body is hurting me left and right, it's not my age, it's just this body I have, I still love being here, and I love being a part of the move that's happening and the shift that's happening here in St. Pete. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because it's fulfilling. It really is fulfilling. So another great thing that's happening, like I said in my last blog, I'll be performing this week actually with Sarasota Contemporary Dance. Our last production of the season is Evolving Revolving. And this is a production where we bring back other choreography from choreographers that have come in the past, and we bring it back, or maybe there's a company member that decides to set a piece on the company and we perform that. And so it's called Evolving Revolving. So some of the evolving works that have, some works that have been done before, but now they're evolving, or something we've done before and we're just repeating it or adding on to it. So that starts this Thursday, May 2nd through Sunday, May 5th. Monday through Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 2, and that is at the FSU Oslo Repertory Theater in Sarasota, right by the Sarasota Airport. So hopefully you guys can get your tickets at www.sarasotacontemporarydance.org. Get your tickets. We sell out fast, and who knows, this might be my last production with the company, but I don't know. I don't know. And if it is, it's only because things are transitioning and things are changing in a good way. So then there's Heed the Bell with Stephen Brown, local composer Stephen Brown. I'll be performing at Creative Pinellas in Largo on May 17th. So make sure you guys, register. I believe you can register on Eventbrite, but it's free and open to the public. So come on out. There'll be some beautiful artwork on the walls, some awesome, great music by Stephen Brown. And of course, yours truly trying to keep it together on that floor, trying to get the leg up for y'all. So come and check me out. And then, of course, my own work, auditions for Journey to Freedom. Who I Am, Journey to Freedom auditions. This awesome work that I believe is a vision from God above. And I'm excited to take this work that was first presented on Sarasota Contemporary Dance and expand this work to a 30 to 40 minute piece and adding live music, live, saxophonist, pianist, drummer, spoken word artists, beautiful, awesome dancers, and hopefully some great lighting and great costuming as well. So if you don't know about the audition, it's May 18th, Saturday, May 18th from 12 to 5. We're asking all dancers show up at 11:30 to check in, and all spoken word artists show up at 1:30 to check in. We're going to improv. We're going to learn some material. We're going to hear some great poetry and some great words from these awesome artists that are local here, and it's going to be great. So come on out and try to audition and get on board with this vision, y'all. Let's do it. But other than that, thanks for chiming in, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.